Hello everybody, welcome to year 1 here for ValeClan. This took a bit to come out and I do apologize. I have been rather busy with editing and vacation and holidays that have been going on and siblings and just a lot of stuff. But I am here today with year 1 and I'm gonna jump pretty much right into it just so I can make sure we have enough time because I ran out of time last time. And I had to cut stuff from certain people, and I don't want to have to do that again, because we have a lot of cats to go through. Okay, I'm gonna preface by saying I will be going over the Star Clan cats at the end of the video. I know with a lot of these videos, it is normally done at the beginning, but I think it adds a level of suspense and dread to do them at the end instead. Starting off year 1 is Coldstar, who has reached the ripe age of 47 moons. Coldstar has had a decently busy year, including losing her first life. She fell from a tree while hunting, and afterwards has been dealing with a bit of back pain. Much of the clan is a little worried, especially following that kind of incident. It really is unlike her. Coldstar stopped 2 potential wars just this year alone. Both were incited by Mudpelt, and actually were with 2 separate clans because Mudpelt doesn't know how to hunt on their own territory. These clans were Wolverine Clan and Plover Clan. Wolverine Clan is actually a clan run by rogues. They moved in after the destruction of the previous clans, thinking the territory would be up for grabs. But unfortunately, for them at least, the clans were able to kind of reform in a new way, so the rogues have decided to divvy out their own little bit of territory, and they're like, fine, we'll just take this and become one of you, and then you can't kick us out. So that was basically their whole thing, so we're gonna see how that goes. They're rather aggressive. Plover Clan is the other clan Mudpelt almost started a war with. They just took up residency on the other side of the river, and it is really made up of former friends and family, and just former clanmates, things like that. So these are some clan cats, some loners, that have just all been looking to try and continue their lives following this tragedy. Coldstar has a pretty decent crush on Greenmark, actually, and Greenmark totally reciprocates it, which is interesting, because Mudpelt also has a developing crush on Coldstar, and Blossomspeckle also has a developing crush on Coldstar. It's insane. I mean, Coldstar doesn't reciprocate at all with Mudpelt, but Coldstar also has a little bit of a crush on Blossomspeckle, though I will be real with you, who wouldn't? Coldstar actually has started to dislike Cragpass as the year went on. It really started after what happened with Mudpaw's training, and was then followed by her tense relationship with Rabbitpaw, her second apprentice. Coldstar is starting to regret her decision to make Cragpass deputy. Coldstar does have an apprentice of her own now, though. She's mentoring Beampaw, who we will get into later. Cragpass has hit 112 moons, hopefully close to retirement. Cragpass has had 2 apprentices so far this year, Mudpelt and Rabbitpaw. Didn't really focus on training Mudpaw that first moon. She was too focused on trying to help keep the clan on its feet, organizing patrols, ignoring her apprentice. Due to that, Coldstar ended up having to train and assess Mudpaw, later Mudpelt. Coldstar decided to try and give her a second chance with a second apprentice. She was actually given Rabbitpaw, who I mentioned in the last video Cragpass really didn't like. So it did not go very well in the beginning. After receiving this second apprentice, Cragpass was gravely injured by a wild dog who absolutely mangled her leg. Cragpass was able to heal after about 2 moons, but that leg is now weaker for her. And Thrush actually ended up taking over as Rabbit's mentor, so Cragpass was then without an apprentice as well. The dislike between the leader and deputy is actually mutual, which really is not good for the future of this clan. Coldstar may have believed that Cragpass was a good choice originally thanks to, her seniority, her confidence, but really it has only caused problems and it's made things a lot harder for a lot of the cats. Weaselpounce is 94 moons old now, and he has been busy as hell. The medicine den has just been crowded. A lot of cats have been going in, going out due to sicknesses, injuries, Really, Weaselpounce is in need of an apprentice, especially as the clan continues to grow and grow. He actually received a message from StarClan in the form of a flurry of feathers. Unfortunately, it wasn't clear enough and he wasn't able to figure it out before Petuniakit was attacked by an eagle. Weaselpounce got caught out in a snowstorm, actually during Leaf Bear as well, while he was gathering herbs. Suffered from frostbite, managed to heal well enough that there was no scarring. My poor boy has been going through it this year. Please, next year, just give him something. Mistlepaw, now Mistleeyes, of course, had a very eventful year. Around the time he was supposed to have his original warrior ceremony, he was reported by a clanmate for betraying the warrior code. He was actually visiting a kitty pet in Two-Leg Place. This kitty pet was his sister, is his sister. A cat that he now knows was taken, not killed, which he is super grateful for. When he became a warrior, he pretty quickly chose to instead become a mediator. He preferred conversation to all of the fighting, and this position also just allowed him to get closer to Greenmark, you know, his old best friend, by helping push his relationship with Coldstar. So he is absolutely... Mistleeyes is the best wingman and has been proving it. He also tried to fix whatever was going on between Cragpass and Rabbitpaw, but didn't really help anything and might have made things worse on Cragpass's end. When Mistleeyes was 17 moons, he actually came back to the clan with a litter of 3 newborn kits with him: Shortkit, Flipkit, and Snowkit. While the clan believes these kits are his, he claims they're half clan, but has not mentioned or reported who he had them with. They're actually his sisters. She'd been weak following the birth, and when Mistleeyes went to visit her, she told him that she wanted them to live the lives of warriors, like she should have. Mistleeyes agreed to take them in. He does not plan to tell them or anyone else of their true origin. Okay, so on the 12th moon, something I thought was interesting is that Mistleeyes was eavesdropping on Cragpass while she was wondering what it would be like to be leader. I'm not sure who to be more suspicious of or worried about right now. This could only end poorly in my mind. Greenpaw is now Greenmark, now standing at 23 moons. He is righteous still. So remember how I mentioned a cat reported Mistleeyes for breaking the code? You're looking right at him. This was back when Greenmark really didn't like Mistleeyes, but recently their relationship has been getting a lot better. Actually, Mudpelt is the new subject of Greenmark's ire, and it seems their friendship has drawn to a close. Greenmark has a really great start to a potential relationship with Coldstar, especially thanks to Mistleeyes' influence, and I think it was Mistleeyes' way of winning his friend back, if you had to ask me. For all the time he spends trying to be this perfect warrior, Greenmark has moments where he slips. One of these resulted in him bringing 3 kits to the clan when he was also 17 moons old. Flamekit, Beamkit, and Petuniakit were the first kits of the clan, and he's pretty well liked, so most cats were willing to overlook it. He's close to them and cares for them deeply. When Petuniakit was 2 moons old, there was an eagle attack. Greenmark was the one that saved her, and he's been much more protective of his kits ever since. Next up is Maya, and before I say anything or introduce Maya at all, I just want to say Maya was also eavesdropping on Cragpass, the same moon Mistleeyes was, so they're probably working together? Do they want to uproot her as deputy? It is entirely possible. Most of the clan, including Maya, who has been there for only a few moons, does not like her. So I don't know what's going on, but I'm afraid to hit that next moon button. Maya is 105 moons, female, bold, and a fantastic hunter. She was abandoned by her 2 legs, who kind of left her on the side of the Thunder Path because she was sick. While in the clan she recovered and she was eternally grateful, so she stuck around. She really likes her bow collar, and despite weird looks, refuses to take it off. She's still pretty new, so she hasn't done much yet. She is pretty out there though, and also spoke out during a clan meeting. So we're gonna see just how much trouble our pampered little girl gets into, because with that collar there is no way she was not spoiled. Maya was given an apprentice by Coldstar, Flamepaw. Flamepaw has been injured since before his ceremony though, so it was probably just to shut her up, and it succeeded. It worked. She has not complained since. Next up is Duck. Duck is 87 moons, female, sneaky, and a great teacher. Duck is, again, pretty new. I think she was the 11th moon that she joined us, so she hasn't been able to make much of a mark aside from fully healing from her injury, which is awesome. She doesn't really like Weaselpounce, despite the fact that he saved her life, though this is probably due to her fear of relying on other cats. She's lived her whole life as a loner and has rarely had other people to lean on when things get tough. She has a lot of potential and I'm really excited to see where she can go. Next up is Blossomspeckle, 82 moons old. Blossomspeckle has been absolutely going off, let me tell you. Okay, she saved her patrol from a fox, keeping anyone from being injured, and she actually landed the finishing killing blow, so Blossomspeckle is absolutely popping off right now. After that, she was unfortunately injured by a wild dog, but she healed within like 1 moon and escaped without a scar. Blossomspeckle has the slightest crush on Coldstar, as well as one on Maya. Unfortunately, yeah, Maya doesn't really reciprocate, but Coldstar does. Coldstar is one of the boys. Coldstar knows. Blossomspeckle got really close to Mudpelt over the past year, and I like to imagine she views them as one of her kits, even if there is no blood relation and Blossomspeckle has never had kits. She's like this towards all of the younger clan founders. You know, Greenmark, Mistleeyes, Rabbitzoom. She has this close relationship with all of them. I didn't actually mention this before. I think I mentioned it with Maya, but if I didn't, Blossomspeckle's patrol is the one that found her. I really think it was an, oh, you're cute, upon meeting her, and it just left Blossomspeckle a flustered, stuttering mess, because she's normally so strict and, like, holds herself so highly that I love to think about the moment she sees someone that's pretty, she's like, oh god, oh no, what do I do? Mudpelt, 23 moons, confident, and very smart. Despite not being around too often, Cragpass did have an effect on how Mudpelt acts, and they're a lot more confident than they were. Currently, they've been in the medicine den for 2 moons for a dislocated joint, and aside from just becoming a warrior, Mudpelt, again, nearly started 2 wars. So, I guess you could say Mudpelt hasn't been that busy. I really just wish they would calm down and stop crossing borders. Please, Mudpelt. Please. Skythud, still love you. He hit 72 moons this year. He's currently injured. Last moon his tail got mangled by a dog, so he's been stuck in camp, and really he's not happy about it. I had to draw him like this. Earlier in the year, one of Skythud's patrols found 2 legs loading metal boxes. He had them returned to camp as quickly as humanly possible, and honestly, I think that just proves my lore for him, and that the game appreciates what I thought of. He hasn't done much aside from train Mistleeyes. He was a bit disappointed to see him change paths, but didn't argue with him. Skythud, for some reason, really doesn't like Weaselpounce. I don't know what the poor guy did. I'm worried, though. Nobody likes him. Hopefully that changes, because he's just trying to help you all. Next up is Bonewhisker, 71 moons, female, calm, and a good fighter. Bonewhisker was found this past moon by Coldstar's border patrol. Bonewhisker is actually a former clan cat, having been taken away to live on what they called a boat with some 2 legs. They escaped a few moons prior to now and journeyed back to the territory. They're devastated that so much is gone, but will do what they can for what remains. They're actually a warrior from Mudpelt, Greenmark, Mistleeyes, and Rabbitzoom's clan, so all 4 of them were super happy to see her, and she was super happy to see them. Next up is Rabbitzoom, 17 moons and a good fighter. We've mentioned Rabbitzoom a lot, and now we finally get to see her in all her grown-up glory. I absolutely adore the warrior name she received, and it totally fits her. Despite everything, Rabbitzoom still doesn't dislike Cragpass. I mean, she definitely likes her second mentor, Thrushchasm, more, but there is no dislike towards the cat that mistreated her since she was a kit. Mistleeyes completely failed at making Cragpass like Rabbitzoom, but apparently Rabbitzoom looks up to Cragpass still. First up, Beampaw. He was brought to the clan by Greenmark. He's thoughtful, and his mentor right now is Coldstar. He got the leader as a mentor, and he's absolutely having a great time with it. He's going on adventures basically all the time, but when he's not, he's trying to care for his brother. Back when he was a kit, he did get kitten cough, but luckily he recovered, which is always great to see. And now we get to see where he goes becoming a warrior, hopefully, as long as he makes it through the next 5 moons of his training. Next up is Flamepaw. He was also brought to the clan by Greenmark, and he is also a warrior apprentice, much like his brother. He started off as a bit of a daydreamer, but has gotten a bit more sneaky as an apprentice. His mentor currently is Maya, but he has not been able to start his training due to a mangled tail. So he's kind of just been lurking around the camp, waiting until he fully heals. Thrushchasm is 113 moons now. Our old little boy, I love him. Thrushchasm has had 2 apprentices this year, Greenpaw at the very beginning of the clan, and Rabbitpaw, who he took over after Cragpass was injured. While leading a border patrol, he actually found an injured loner named Duck that he brought back to the clan. She's a cat he recognized, so he was eager to help her, and the clan reciprocated that too. She chose to stick around after healing up. He knows a lot of the loners in the area, so finding Duck injured was definitely a shock for him. Aside from that, he hasn't really done much else, but he's always trying to set a good example for younger cats, so I kind of headcanon that he watches Shortkit, Flipkit, and Snowkit whenever Mistleeyes has to leave to go mediate between the clans. So that it is my favorite thing to think about. Honestly, my favorite thing to think about. We have Snowkit, Flipkit, and Shortkit. All 3 of them were brought to the clan by Mistleeyes, and I'm actually going to leave their mother's name up to you in the comments. I'll be pinning a little comment at the top. You guys can offer some names, and we'll pick some names. We'll pick some name for their mother. Snowkit is a male kit and bossy. Flipkit is male and inquisitive, and Shortkit is female and polite. I constantly imagine Flipkit doing something out of curiosity, Snowkit telling him to knock it off and being rude, and then Shortkit being really upset because Snowkit's being mean. And it's just this endless cycle of hell. And it is this cycle that we see here with Thrushchasm. So I hope you guys like these 3 as much as me. They're currently, I believe, 4 moons old, so they're 2 moons away from being being apprentices. And I do hope one of them heads to the medicine den to help Weaselpounce out at least a little bit. But we will have to see. And now is on to our Star Clan cats. We're gonna start off with Mudsky. Mudsky is a male adult warrior. He was pretty charismatic and he was a fantastic hunter in life. He did die in the flood. But aside from that, we really don't know too much about him. Mudsky did actually give Coldfern a life during her leader's ceremony, offering a life for bravery. Mudsky said that the clan would do really well under Coldfern's leadership, and hopefully that remains true. And now you guys will probably notice that one of Greenmark's kits was mentioned once and never again. Petuniakit did pass. Weaselpounce wasn't able to discern the prophecy in time, and despite Greenmark's best efforts to keep his daughter alive, she passed away from her wounds. She was 4 moons old when she died, has been dead for 3 moons now, and she was a troublesome little kitten, which is probably how she got into the trouble of getting caught by that eagle. I'm about to say something that's going to destroy your hearts the same way it did mine. I believe it was Flipkit had a little thing that said he wondered if Petuniakit would have been their friend. And that broke me. Unfortunately, we won't know, but Petuniakit is constantly keeping an eye on not only her siblings, but her father. Petuniakit was the only death we had this year, and hopefully that trend continues, because I've gotten emotionally attached to them, and I've known them for a little longer than you guys have. We're all screwed, I think. Anyway, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you want to see a next part, please just let me know. I might do it anyway. Just please, I know they take a little bit of time. I am sorry for how long they take. Please forgive me. hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys enjoy ValeClan, and I can't wait to come back with more. I haven't done the next year yet. Like, when I did the first video, I knew what happened in this first year. I don't know what happens in the next year yet. I'm gonna finish the video and then do it, and I'm gonna be absolutely devastated if anything happens. Thank you guys for watching. Have an excellent day. Peace.